Hey y'all, welcome to Charleston. We're so glad you're here.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
We can't wait to meet you.
Hey y'all, we are coming at you today with things to consider before moving to the Lowcountry.
There's a lot to cover, so let's dive right in and learn more about this beautiful place you're thinking about calling home. First off is a need to appreciate that Southern hospitality. Here we have a strict be nice or leave policy. Southern hospitality is a real thing. We want you here and we will welcome you with open arms, but please, please, please come with a good attitude and a willingness to explore and enjoy everything this beautiful, special place has to offer, and have an open mind and a respect for traditions and ways of life.
Since its claim to fame, the Charleston area has changed in many ways. However, the locals do want to keep it as slow-paced, charming, welcoming, and friendly as possible from its southern roots. The Lowcountry is a wonderful place to live, but you do have to be adaptable. If there are things that you're not happy with where you currently live, then moving here is not going to be the cure for everything. But if you're excited and ready to experience everything that this beautiful place has to offer, then we can't wait for you to be here. Next up, we're going to talk about how Charleston has that slower lifestyle, small town living feel. So people take their time here, they enjoy things, they get there when they get there, if you will. Just very laid back. That is really the lifestyle here in Charleston. People are very friendly. They stop and give you a warm smile, chat to say hello, see how you're doing. That's why we have the large front porches and swings that your neighbors can come by and chat with you, and just very welcoming, just a very friendly place. And the downtowns here give you that small town charm. A lot of local restaurants, a lot of local shopping, and everybody kind of knows everybody, if you will, too. So while it is large, it does still have that small town charm.
Yeah, it's like a big small town.
Yeah. Yep.
So this is definitely not our favorite subject to talk about, but politics. So just keep in mind that South Carolina is definitely a red state. So I'm sure when you've done your research, you know this prior to watching this video, but just keep that in mind with things that you'll hear and see. And, as far as what we teach children in the schools, it's just more in line with the conservative, more Republican side of things. So a lot of people say that's a reason why they're considering South Carolina. And some people, learn to adapt. We are in no way trying to tell you how to vote or what to think or feel or believe, but it's just a common fact. South Carolina is a red state. So that is what you will see and hear when you live here. So with an area like the Charleston area that has absolutely grown and exploded in the past few years, there are obviously growing pains that are associated with that. And one of them has been overcrowding in schools here. So things are being done to address this, which is huge. We are aware of the problem, and we are taking action. There is a huge mix of schools here. So there is public, private, charter, Christian, a homeschooling community. Take your pick. There's lots of options. Alicia and I's sons both go to a private Christian school at the Goose Creek, Somerville border. We absolutely love it. Our boys are thriving there, but there are options. So that is a good thing. Yeah.
There's currently being built is going to be a new middle school in the Nexton community. And there's also a new elementary school going in at Cane Bay. So those new schools are really going to help, hopefully, with this overcrowding as well. But like Courtney said, there is a really good mix. The homeschooling community is phenomenal here. We have some friends that do that and decided to go that route. Because of the resources they have, it gives them more flexibility. So literally, there's all options that you can choose from when coming here. So, but just keep in mind, there is some overcrowding with some of the schools, but it is being addressed. hopefully won't be an issue for very much longer.
Yeah,
so.
the schools are under construction. Like we are watching them being built every single day. They are cruising along with it. So, we would say within about the next 2 years or so, the kids will be starting at the new schools.
Yep.
So that's exciting.
Yeah. So speaking of schools, that leads us into our next topic, which is going to be traffic and infrastructure. Because our area has boomed so much over the last decade or so, and it is such a popular place to call home, there are a lot of people moving here, which does create some of those traffic pattern issues, infrastructure, again, schools, it does create the overcrowding and things that we mentioned. But things are being worked on. When you're driving around here, you'll see roads being, new construction on the roads being expanded. It's just a popular place. So you are going to run into these type of issues.
And you learn what times to drive too. Like you learn that from 7 to 9 a.m., traffic's going to be a little bit worse. If you may even time it so that if you leave 10 minutes earlier, you can avoid some of that traffic. So you really do learn the traffic patterns here. 3 to 6 p.m., you'll see more traffic. A lot of people are doing the work from home or hybrid work style, or they're working, in shifts and coming in a little bit earlier. There's different ways to combat the traffic. Once again, traffic is relative. I mean, I'm from South Dakota, which there's no traffic in South Dakota. So coming here, sitting in traffic is something that I wasn't used to. I've been here for over 10 years now. But, people moving from Washington, D.C. and Atlanta and, some of these bigger places, they're like, oh my God, the traffic's amazing here. What are you talking about?
Ain't nothing.
So,
yeah.
It's all relative.
Yep. It's a matter of what you're used to. So, yeah.
And we will see some accidents around here.
Or bridge closures. You'll want to keep an eye out for that if you're needing to go over the bridges. Like the weather's bad and things like that, they will close them sometimes.
Yeah, there are a lot of bridges here.
Yeah, there are a lot of bridges in Charleston. So that's just something to keep in mind as well.
So drive safe, y'all. Okay, everyone's favorite topic, cost of living, because it's increased a little.
Just a little.
So this is what we hear from our clients. We have a lot of clients who move from the Northeast, especially a lot of Florida clients, a lot of clients from out West. And here they are pleasantly surprised with gas prices. Gas is quite inexpensive here as far as going out to eat. So I hear from a lot of people that we're kind of on par with bigger cities. So Charleston is like, in my opinion, the food capital of the world.
Yeah,
the food here is insane, and you could try a new restaurant every day and never go to the same one. So price of going out to eat is a little bit higher here. Once again, we're foodies here. Groceries are on par with most other places, maybe slightly higher. We do not have sales tax on food at the grocery store. However, if it's like pre-made or pre-packaged food, there is a small sales tax on it, but not like a normal sales tax. So
yeah, and then the housing market in general here, it really depends on where you're going to be living. So like Somerville, for example, very affordable. There are a lot of people moving here and coming here because of the affordability. So that, it kind of ticks a little bit. But living in Somerville is going to be much less than if you're going to live in Mount Pleasant or downtown Charleston, or if you're going to be waterfront somewhere. But that's why we're here. We can, you can reach out to us, and whatever your budget may be, we can point you in the right direction of what area is going to be best for you and your budget and make you the most comfortable. Because there are a lot of options in a lot of different areas in Charleston.
So Charleston's cost of living overall is a bit higher than the national average, largely due to the popularity, especially for tourists and those relocating for work and retirement. However, we talked a little bit ago about relativity. It's all relative based on where you're moving from. You will be very pleasantly surprised with prices of some things. Property taxes, which we're going to talk about soon. Other things you might find on par with bigger cities, or kind of more like what you're used to.
So that segues into our next topic, which is taxes. Yay, everybody's fun topic. So we're going to kind of give you the bad than the good, okay? First up, we have vehicle taxes. So this is just something to be aware of. We do get taxed on our vehicles here in South Carolina. I know some areas don't.
Yes, I never lived in a place before South Carolina that charged an annual vehicle tax.
Yeah, and I lived in Florida before and we did not have it there, but I am from South Carolina, so I was very familiar with it. But it is based off the retail price of the vehicle, the age, and your taxing district, where you're living. So just something to keep in mind. It's not a huge expense, but it is something to keep in mind that is an annual, something annual that you're going to pay. And then also income taxes. That's also something that every state doesn't charge. They don't, some do, some don't. South Carolina's being the higher end, you're looking at around 7% that you're paid for your income tax. But again, just something to be aware of in case you're living somewhere now that the state doesn't charge income tax.
Yeah, like our neighbor to the south, Florida, does not charge a state income tax. However, you are going to like our property taxes much better than Florida. So property taxes in the Charleston area are very, very low. So for example, property taxes on a $400,000 home in Berkeley County in Cane Bay Plantation, for example, that would be around $1,600 a year. The same home price in Dorchester County, which is more like South Somerville, so a neighborhood there would be like Summers Corner. The taxes there will be about $2,700 a year. So Dorchester County does have higher taxes than Berkeley County, for example. This is largely due to the school district. So yes, we can.
But still low.
Still very low.
Yeah, still very low.
So we can absolutely give you a rundown of what taxes would be in the areas that we're looking at. Also keep in mind that you get these low taxes at 4% if you are living here as your primary residence. So these lower taxes are for this being your primary residence. If this is a secondary home or a vacation home, investment home, then taxes become 6% and essentially triple because you lose out on some school credits and other tax breaks. So just keep in mind 4% if this is your primary residence, 6%, which essentially triples your taxes because you're losing some tax credits and tax breaks. Also, comparing us with Florida, you will like our insurance prices much better here. So, thankfully, we've been pretty fortunate with hurricanes lately. We do get our scares from time to time, but insurance is still relatively affordable. I pay around $1,800 a year for my home insurance, and I have a pretty large home. So, insurance is good. Okay, now we're going to talk about how Charleston and South Carolina compares with salaries and with hourly wages. Salaries in this area are generally a little bit below the national average. This highly, highly depends on the field that you work in. I have an aunt who just retired from the education world, but she was in education in Washington State. And I know for a fact that she made pretty considerably more there than she would here. So, education can be a little bit lower paying here from where you are and what you're used to.
Yep. But like the medical field, for example, there's that is like nurses, very sought after. So those are going to be higher in demand. So, higher paid positions. So it, like Courtney said, it really depends on what field. Charleston has a strong tourism industry here, tech sector, service oriented jobs. You can always search places like Glassdoor, just doing your research to figure out, to see which jobs are going to be paid what in the Charleston area, compared to what you're used to and where you're moving from. Next up, something a little more fun is food.
We hope you like food. Yeah.
Because Charleston is the place for good food. There's so many great places. People ask all the time, like, where should we eat? Where should we go to dinner? Where should we go to lunch? And I'm like,
don't get me started.
Yeah. Well, also like, okay, well, what type of food would you like? Because there's just so many options here. The list is literally endless. Like Courtney said earlier, you can go to different places all day and still not hit the same restaurant. So
Yeah.
Charleston has been recognized in Food and Wine magazine for being top for its restaurants and overall dining area. So I think that's how Charleston has gained such popularity, and definitely a foodie place here in Charleston. So you gotta like food and want to go out to eat. So.
And I do. So we have to tell you about a few of our favorite places. We have to brag on them a little bit. So Hall's Chop House is always a winner. There is one in downtown Charleston, and we have one in Somerville in Nexton. Yay.
Yeah, and you walk in and you feel like you're in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
They're very much alike. So.
Yes. La Rustica in downtown Somerville for Italian food. Amazing. Incredible. Mm-hmm. Italian. Sunsets on Shem Creek in Mount Pleasant. The most beautiful sunsets you'll see from there. Mm-hmm. You'll see the creek. You'll see the boats.
Maybe a dolphin.
Dolphin, yes. See dolphins. There's Wild Olive on Johns Island. I was just there the other night with some girlfriends for a birthday dinner. The food is incredible. Once again, Italian food on Johns Island. Make a reservation. It's kind of hard to get into because it's fabulous. Church and Union in downtown Charleston. So that is such a cool concept. It is, or it used to be, an actual church that they have turned into a restaurant. They have live music, just beautiful lighting, really good homemade food. We also love Obstinate Daughter on Sullivan's Island, Franny and the Fox in downtown Charleston. Their outdoor area is beautiful. It's got a fireplace. It's really, really cool, to hang out. Their bar, their bar is great. And then Anejo for Mexican food in Monk's Corner. That is my personal favorite. Once again, really cool vibe inside. And they also have like a really beautiful dessert bar kind of set up inside as well. So check those out. And if you're looking for any other recommendations, we know the area.
There's so many more.
Yeah, so we can absolutely help. Yeah. Next up is a question we get asked all the time. Are there alligators in the ponds? And will I see one when I live there? And yes, you will.
Yes, you will.
Yes. So if you have little dogs, then make sure that your backyard is fenced. However, they are usually not aggressive towards people. They mind their own business. They don't feed them. Don't provoke them in any way.
Don't swim. You see one, no swimming.
Yeah,
no
here,
keep a safe distance.
We don't jump in our lakes here. Don't do that. I back up to the lakes of Cane Bay and do not swim in there. You will see alligators.
Yep.
Just keep your distance, admire them from far away. I personally think it's cool having them here.
Same. Yeah. It is cool to see them.
Yes.
You just want to keep a safe distance.
Yes, absolutely.
So another creature we have in the South are termites. And they can cause a problem if not treated properly. So termites really are popular here because of the warm weather, humid climates that we have. But again, they're very treatable. So you'll want to have a termite bond on your home. So they'll come out and treat your home once a year. And you're also bonded just in case anything were to ever happen. And when you're going to buy a home and you're working with agents, we will work to get a what we call a CL100, a termite inspection set up. And this is a licensed termite inspector. They come out, they do an inspection to make sure there's no wood rot, that everything's okay. And then they'll
signs of termite damage.
Yep, just anything like that. And then they'll sign off on that if everything's good to go, or if there is some damage, what needs to be done and that sort of thing. So that's something that we get set up, and really just for peace of mind, because you don't want to have any of those issues going into a new home.
Kind of determines our next steps forward. Yeah. One last little creature to talk about here are cockroaches. We call them palmetto bugs. Just expect that you're going to see them here. Once again, they like the heat and humidity. It doesn't matter how clean your home is, you might see them. Just make sure that you have pest control quarterly. That drastically deters them from coming. So as long as you have pest control quarterly and, just kind of know that might be something that you'll see. They are totally harmless. They're just kind of ugly.
Just beware.
Welcome to the South. So our next topic is our snowy season. So our snowy season is in the spring and it's called Pollen. So it is yellow snow. Just kidding, but it looks like yellow snow. You'll see pollen everywhere. Your vehicle will be covered with it. Your house will be covered with it. Your porch will be covered with it. It usually only lasts a couple of weeks. It typically is like beginning of March or so, 2 to 3 weeks, and then it's gone.
Don't even try cleaning it while it's here because it does no good.
Yeah, don't get your house pressure washed.
Yeah, just wait till it's over. When it's done, then clean everything.
And pressure wash everything.
It's a complete waste of time.
Yep. And then just know that if you have allergies, pollen can trigger that. You might want to stay indoors a little bit for those couple of weeks, but short-lived. Yep.
So next up, we have the 3 H's: heat, humidity, and hurricane. Charleston does have a subtropical climate here, which just means we're going to have some warmer summers, but some nice, pleasant winters. So during the summer months here, roughly June through August, you're going to see temperatures in the 80s, 90s typically. So and the humidity can make it feel warmer. However, in the winter months, it's very mild, beautiful out still. You're really you're going to be more in like the 50s, 60s. Sometimes you're going to get lower temperatures, but they don't last very long. Like we have had some freezes and some ices and things like that.
We had Snowmageddon in 2018 where we had some snow, which was exciting.
I've lived here for over 10 years and one time it snowed. So, but we have had some ice and things like that. It is pretty rare. It can happen and it can get down into the, the 20s, the teens. But again, that's a very rare occasion, a night or two here or there. So.
We have kind of more milder climates than our neighbors. So, Florida, it's just hot. Whereas we actually have a little bit of seasonality. And then North Carolina, it is snow in the mountains and, a colder climate. So, we're kind of sandwiched in between with that milder temperature, which is nice.
Yep.
And just know you might be showering a little bit more frequently with the humidity here as well. So you go outside and, instant sweat. So
and even if you dressed appropriately, like you're just the summers are warm.
Little frizzy hair, you just you do the mamba and you pull it back and on with life.
And everybody's the same. Nobody's here is looking too good, so you ain't alone.
And instead of snow days here, we get hurricane days. So pretty much every year we have a hurricane scare. We've been very blessed that we haven't been hit with a major hurricane in a while. So we really hope that trajectory continues. We feel awful for our neighbors who have experienced it recently, Florida and North Carolina, Georgia. We have been fairly fortunate here recently. So just keep in mind that during these hurricane days, things shut down, businesses shut down, sometimes bridges shut down just because of, wind. You don't want to be on these bridges when it's really windy. So things can be closed anywhere from a day to, 5 days, kind of depending on the necessary prep and the strength of the hurricane that we could potentially get. Along with the hurricanes that we've had recently, it's been quite a bit of rain, obviously, and some wind. But, we've been fortunate here in Cane Bay this year. We had a little bit of a scare with some really heavy rain. So it rained significantly for 3 days. We thought that the hurricane was over. This was Debbie back in the beginning of August. And then Debbie just decided to unleash the next day when we thought it was over. Thursday night into Friday, we got hit really, really hard with rain. We got about 10 inches in 3 or so hours. So water came up, obviously in the lakes and ponds and in the streets. However, I never heard of a single home that got water in it. That's just some reassurance that new construction is taking that into account, grading homes properly, so the home is the highest point on the piece of land. So, a little bit of peace of mind. But yes, once again, we've been fortunate, and let us know if you have any questions about weather or hurricanes, and just enjoy our nice, fun weather that we have and our extended beach season. A fun topic, holiday activities. So we like to go all out for the holidays here. So if you don't like fireworks, then the Charleston area might not be for you. Just kidding. But we do celebrate the 4th of July with an extended season. Like the 4th of July is not the 4th of July. It is the first week of July.
Yes.
There will be fireworks. There will be events. There will be parties. There will be golf cart parades, all fun stuff. That's just something you're going to have to know, that the fireworks here are not just one day. It is a long festival. Something to keep in mind. Some of my favorite 4th of July events that I've been to is on Daniel Island is one of them. So they have amazing live music, a great fireworks show, food trucks and vendors. It's just really a fun party. Everybody gets there by golf cart because it's a small island. I used to live on Daniel Island. It was just really a fun fireworks show and event. And then also Cane Bay Plantation, where Alicia and I live. We put on a heck of a party here. So there are fireworks and vendors, bounce houses.
Huge event.
Yep. At the YMCA right here in Cane Bay Plantation. So it's really a fun event. And once again, everybody gets there by golf carts. And do not miss the golf cart parade. So they parade around through the different neighborhoods. Everybody decks out their golf cart for the 4th. So just a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think they do a golf cart parade for kind of like
pretty much every holiday. Yeah.
Christmas, Halloween. Yeah, I mean, there's always like a golf cart parade or something fun going on that you can watch and be a part of. So
shout out to Joe's Carts who puts them on. We love Joe.
Yeah. So at Halloween, people go all out with decorations and trick-or-treating. You'll find most communities participate and have fun events going on. We know in Midtown, in the Next In community, they did a map of all the adult beverage houses to make sure you hit up, because who doesn't enjoy that?
Think like
all the candy,
Jello shots, syringes, and fireball shots.
Yeah, so fun times there. But there's also a fun group in Cane Bay called the Cane Bay Killers that come out every year. This is a group of individuals that are highly vetted. But yeah, they dress up and they come out to events, and they kind of hide along the trail. So where you're riding through, they might jump out to scare you.
But they're dressed up like Michael Myers and Pennywise and Jason and
Freddy Krueger. And I mean, it's so fun.
It's hilarious. It's funny.
And they have their own Facebook group.
Yeah.
They have their own Facebook
They do like professional photo shoots. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, and people literally comment and say where the Cane Bay Killer is going to be tonight. We want to go see them. We want to take pictures. So it is a really cool.
Yeah.
It's just really cool that
they'll hide out on the trails to scare you a little bit, or they'll be at neighborhood
with
pools.
the balloon just standing staring at you. You're like, they do a really, really good job. So they deserve a lot of credit, and just makes it fun for everybody.
But yeah, they're like highly vetted group of individuals who they just want to make sure everyone's safe and
having a good time. So.
Yeah, really fun activities. Everybody loves the Cane Bay Killer. So Halloween's pretty killer.
Yeah.
So Christmas in Charleston, nothing better. It's a special time. The Charleston Place, which is a hotel in downtown Charleston, they put on an incredible show. So they bring in a massive Christmas tree that they put outside. They've got hot chocolate and cookies and a beautiful model train set up inside. They have Christmas tree decorating contests inside. Really a cool event. But then make it your way outside to let it snow. The Charleston Place puts on this Christmas spectacular. They bring in fake snow, and it snows around the big beautiful tree. It's really quite the festivity to attend the holiday season. So you're supposed to get tickets to go to it. I know oftentimes they sell out. I have been able to get in without having a ticket before. They were just letting people in. So try and get a ticket if you can, but don't let that deter you from going, because you still might be able to get in even without a ticket. Let's see, the shopping centers are decorated beautifully.
Some of the restaurants and they even decorate for some of the restaurants around here will decorate for all the seasons too. So just really cool vibes and the holiday feels.
Yeah, like igloos outside set up where you can sit and eat in an igloo just so you're warm, and cool concepts.
Yeah.
Let's see. So the homeowners also go all out. One of my favorite things to do is have some hot chocolate, go out on the golf cart, and go just drive around and look at the people's houses. I mean, the way people decorate is on point. So just really fun thing to do. And once again, the weather's usually great at Christmas time. So just get outside and enjoy all the activities around.
A couple of other noteworthy Christmas activities that you'll want to attend is the Brook Green Gardens event that takes place on Pawleys Island. So it's about an hour and a half to 2 hours or so from the Charleston area. They have this entire garden filled with candles, dripping lights from the Spanish moss and the oak trees. They have food trucks, hot chocolate cider, beautiful events, so many Christmas decorations and just art. It's just really a fun event. You just kind of walk through the gardens and just enjoy everything. So my son loved it last year and we've been a couple of times, so it's a great event. Then there's also the James Island County Park drive-through lights. So different organizations set up scenery of lights, and so you drive through the county park, you'll see all the different scenes. Beautiful, fun activity. You can get out of your car at some point and go see sand sculptures of different characters and Christmas related things. It's really cute. And there is a train that takes kids around. There's stations where you can make s'mores. So another really cute event. They have Santa there for photo ops and shopping, little Christmas boutique. So really fun place to check out at Christmas time. Enjoy.
So let's talk public transportation. This is something that we feel like the Charleston area could do a much, much better job in, because there's really not a public transportation. You do have a bus system that services like Charleston, the Mount Pleasant area, but there's really nothing in the Somerville area right now.
Or the the suburbs, anywhere outside of like Charleston, Mount Pleasant.
I mean, you're either driving or Uber. I mean, there is Uber here, which is a nice, convenient way if you don't want to drive, or you don't want to leave your car at the airport, that sort of thing. Sure. But public transportation is something. I know there's been talks of planning meetings and things of having some kind of public transportation, but it's just not something it's just not where we're at yet. But hopefully, it will be something that will be added into the future, and something that we really need, especially with all the growth in this area.
I guess you could always get around by horse-drawn carriage. Just kidding. We'll leave that for tourism in Charleston. We do have the Amtrak train here that leaves from North Charleston, and it services the Northeast. So a lot of people will get there or get to like Washington, D.C. or New York using the Amtrak train system. I have clients who ride it. They say it's quite comfortable and actually their preferred way to travel. So it's just pretty easy. So the Amtrak train system is something you could do. It, once again, doesn't service the local area. It's more for long distance, but it is nice to have that here. And then we do have a small but excellent airport here.
Beautiful.
So they have been and are continuing to do renovations on the airport. I'm really impressed with how it looks at this point. It's quite beautiful.
Yep. And you can really get everywhere. I mean, you're going to have layovers, and they do have some, one stops or direct flights, I should say. But you can get really anywhere in the world at the Charleston Airport, and it's small, convenient, just quick to get to. So, and right in the middle, so it's very convenient and lovely.
Yeah, and they have massive parking garages, and there are more slated to come. So typically, parking isn't an issue. So, the Charleston Airport is great for a small town airport.
So another important topic we want to hit on is healthcare. People want to be close to medical services, hospitals, especially with the traffic and things that we do have around Charleston. Again, it's relative, but you do want to live close to these type of services. So one of the big hospitals here and more well known is the Medical University of South Carolina, MUSC. There is the MUSC now is currently in downtown Charleston. There's cancer centers. There's the Sean Jenkins Children's Hospital as well. So that's a very popular hospital. There's actually one coming to Somerville.
And MUSC coming to the Nexton area.
Yep, coming to Nexton. Over the next few years, it will be here. So that's going to be very crucial to folks who may live here in Somerville and have to commute now to downtown Charleston. Maybe they'll be able to, work at the new MUSC here.
Right. So it could be a good source of jobs and excellent care because it is MUSC with a good reputation. So that'll be great to have right here in Nexton. And then we also have Roper St. Francis here in Somerville area, in North Somerville, and then Somerville Medical in South Somerville. So.
And then you've got Trident right off the highway, I-26 here. It's like exit 205, so it's very close as well. So a lot of, and just great medical services in general. You know, just your outpatient surgeries. You know, there's a tall office medical building in Nexton that has everything you can think of, specialty doctors, primary care doctors. So, you know, lots and lots of medical services right around, you know, really anywhere that you live, you've got a lot of those resources, which is nice.
And I had the privilege to deliver my baby at East Cooper Medical Center, which was an amazing experience, wonderful doctors. So I've really been impressed with the medical system.
Yeah, and we went to Roper, which was about 10 minutes from our home, and we had a great experience there. And that was a newer hospital at the time, but we really had a great stay and had a good experience there. So
let us know if you have any questions regarding the healthcare system here or insurance, and we'll do our best to answer. We do have quite a few clients who bring up this topic. I know it is of concern to our clients and to ourselves, and you know, should be to everyone. Hopefully we don't have to use these medical services very often, but it's good to know that they're here.
Yep. Another fun topic we want to discuss is sports teams.
Yeah, because I'm super athletic.
Yeah, same. And I just love a good football game. But while South Carolina does not necessarily have like a professional sports team, North Carolina is just a quick drive away, and that's where you can find like the Carolina Panthers. That's a really fun on Sundays. That's a fun activity to go and do with your family. Go check out Charlotte. Again, just a short drive away. But we do have some really cool minor league teams here in Charleston that are also just as great. You've got the Stingrays hockey team that you can go see, and they in fact the Stingrays have all levels. So like you can be a toddler and go, you know, practice this and become a Stingray. So
Cool.
So yeah, it is cool here to have hockey as an option for like sports in general. So but we do have the Stingrays team. There's also the Charleston Battery soccer games that make for a great family fun night out. So we do have some of those fun minor league sports activities.
So my favorite is the Charleston River Dogs games in the summer. I love to have a beer and a big plate of nachos in hand.
Bowl peanuts.
Yes. If you haven't been to the stadium here, the background provides a picturesque view of the Lowcountry with the marsh, and it's just absolutely stunning. The sunset's there. It's beautiful. So going to the River Dogs game with that view
is a must.
Perfection. I can smell the pluff mud already. Can't wait for the next season.
1, 2, 5.
And of course, widely regarded in South Carolina, college football. You're either a Clemson fan or that other team we can't talk about. Just kidding, Gamecocks. It's a big rivalry when these two go head to head, and we're here for it. Here are some clips from a recent Clemson game. The small town swells by over 80,000 fans on game days. What an experience. Go early, tailgate, and enjoy the beautiful weather. Go Tigers.
Let's talk about weekend trips from Charleston. So I don't think you could ever run out of fun things to do in Charleston and the surrounding area. But if you're looking for a change of scenery, maybe some snow for skiing, a new set of beaches, or a new adventure to see a professional sports team, a romantic getaway, something like that, we've got plenty of ideas for you. So many places within a drive away. And, if you want to get some more seasonality, you can go up to North Carolina. So here are some of our favorite getaways.
So you can take the kids or just some friends and head to Disney. It's only a quick 6 hours away, so not bad at all. You can hop in the car and go, or you can also fly there if you choose to, but the drive really isn't bad at all.
And you can even drive to Nashville to hear some live music, to have a bachelorette party. It's a fun place to go. And once again, totally drivable.
Yep. As Courtney mentioned, North Carolina, you can go see the mountains, you can hike, you can ski, all those kind of things. And you're just a short, like 3.5, 4-ish hours away from North Carolina. So a pretty quick weekend drive, a long weekend, you know. And so again, in Charleston, we're right here at the beach, but then you're right at the mountains as well.
Right. If you don't want to go all the way into North Carolina, there's also northern South Carolina, which is a little bit closer. I love to go to 6 Mile, South Carolina. It's on a beautiful lake, Huey, and there's so many cabins that you can stay at. It's really, really a cool place to go. And they do have, you know, seasons and fall foliage, so absolutely beautiful. We just got back from celebrating my son's 4th birthday, and we were in 6 Mile, and it was so fun.
Next up is Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Going at Christmas time is amazing, and you'll want to be sure to check out Anakeesta, which is about 5.5 hours from here. It's a beautiful area. You take cable cars up and you go to the top of the mountain, and it's just like a Christmas village. So beautiful, beautiful time to go is the Christmas season.
Yeah, Anakeesta is awesome. Check it out. And St. Augustine, Florida for some history and culture, and that's about a 4.5 hour drive away or so, 4.5, 5 hours.
Jacksonville too is another good one that you'll hit before that. And then Savannah, Georgia, which is very close as well, only about 3 hours is
not even like
maybe
2 hours
from here. Very historic. You know, lots of good places to eat and things as well there too. So
it's kind of like a mini Charleston.
It is.
It's very quaint and charming. It's
the
so
cobblestones and some similarities there. For sure.
Really good food.
Yep.
And then Bryson City, North Carolina for the Polar Express train ride, which is really fun. I've taken my son on it. It's just like the Polar Express movie. They sing and dance on the train. You get the hot chocolate and the candy and the ticket that they punch a million times. It's just really cute. And Bryson City is the town where the train leaves from. It is stunning. It is this cute, quaint Christmas village. Adorable, really good food. This just picturesque little Christmas village. So those are some of our top places that we would recommend checking out, all within a drive away for, you know, a weekend or extended weekend. So plenty to see and do around here. Something incredible about South Carolina that we have to mention are the sunrises and sunsets here. I have lived all over the US and all over the world, and I have never seen sunrises and sunsets like you see here. They're just jaw-dropping, absolutely extraordinary. I'm fortunate to live backed up to a lake, and the sun rises over the lake, so it makes getting up in the morning a little bit easier.
That beautiful view.
Yeah.
So the night before the most recent hurricane that we had was Hurricane Helene. We had the most beautiful sky ever. I mean, people were posting every time I got on social, I just saw pictures of the sky. It was
I was just driving in my car. I was like,
yeah, it was absolutely beautiful.
So beautiful.
It was like the calm before the storm, I suppose. We all know how awful Helene was and the damage that was done, but you know, the sky that day was one to remember, and I don't think people will forget. So
yeah, so grab your drink of choice, take a little time to relax, unwind, enjoy the sky here. You'll be really glad that you did.
Yeah. So last but not least, just something that we want to bring to your attention are Facebook groups. Oh boy. Every neighborhood has one, sometimes more than one. So we just want you to be aware of them. They can usually be super informative, very helpful, a great way to get to know your neighbors and the community that you live in. But as we know, they can also be a little
Negative,
and complaining and just
yeah,
maybe not go on there if you're having a bad day, but just something to keep in mind.
Yes, just be prepared and have thick skin. You may not always like the responses you get or see. Just embrace it. Don't take anything to heart. And for the love of God, never ask what day we celebrate Halloween on. Halloween! Inside joke. So now y'all know everything. You've got all the insider secrets, all the tips and tricks, everything that you could possibly need to know about moving to the Lowcountry. So
Come on.
yeah, we can't wait to have you. Alicia and I love to give people tours of the area and talk about this beautiful place we live in because we are really, really lucky and fortunate that we get to live here. We hope that you guys love it as much as we do. Come on, have a visit, and we'll show you around. We can't wait to see you. Bye.
Bye, Mommy.
Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in learning more about the Charleston area, please give me a call. I look forward to talking to you. Bye.
Hey, y'all. We are coming at you today with things to... Hey, y'all. We are at Hey, y'all.
Oh, wait, I wasn't ready. I was still playing with my.
Southern hospitality is a real thing. We want you in here. Okay, let's see.
Okay. First off, Southern hospitality is a real thing. Here we have a strict be nice or leave policy. What did I say? Go on. We got this. Okay, sorry. Go.
I think I'm getting worse by the video.
Stop licking. Stop. Disgusting. Oh, jeez, I've been recording.
Yeah. You want this?
Yeah.
Sit.
Bisou. Hush.
I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it or not, but okay. Since its claim to fame, oh Jesus.
So just real quick, a few of our favorite restaurants that we have to brag on that we absolutely love. Hall's Chop House. You can go there either downtown Charleston or Nexton has a Charles Hop House.
Oh, we don't have our mics on.